100-mile event. Here's the starting lineup. On the front row, pole will be Jerry Niemeyer in car number 22. Now, Jerry was the 21st fastest qualifier, so he starts on the pole. Outside row number 1, 31, Billy Pouch. Second row, car number 87, Jerry Weeks and Bill Puterball in 59. In the third row, car number 12, Emmett Hahn, and 33, Chuck Amati. In the fourth row, car number 24, Tracy Potter, car 53, Chuck Amati. The fifth row, 51, Steve Siegel, and 47, Elvin Felty. In the sixth row, car 14, Duke Cook, and 47, Larry Martin. Duke has to move to the rear because he stopped just a second ago. In the seventh row, Bud Wilmot, car 84, Danny Milburn in 41. In the eighth row, Manny Rockhold in 76, and Jeff Bloom in number 57. In the ninth row, car number 17, Kelly Kinzer, and car number 46, Danny Fry. Those are the 18 starters for the 12-lap qualifiers race. Again, the first four finishers move into the 100-mile event.
The state and enthusiasm for championship dirt cars across the country. The first three rows, the first six cars, different states.
A lot of movement down the main straightaway. The cars head to turn number 1, and Jerry Niemeyer in car number 22 leads the contention down the backstretch. Emmett Hahn is running in second position, but there are positions that are being changed down the backstretch and move into number 3. It is still Jerry Niemeyer showing the way. Emmett Hahn way high in that yellow and red car, losing several positions. Here's the completion of lap number 1. Jerry Niemeyer is the leader. Running in second position is Jerry Weeks. The car number 47, driven by Alden Schulte, is in third position, and Emmett Hahn is running fourth.
Well, that bright yellow car in the middle of the pack on your screen right now is the Eastern driver Billy Pouch, who had one of the most spectacular seasons ever in the Eastern modified circuits last year. Pouch chose to pass up the season year-end wrap-up at Syracuse. We did not see him on ESPN, but he came here with a lot of hope. But he's backed up so far after starting in the front row.
One car smoking badly down the main straightaway as Elvin Felty works to the inside in turn number 2. But Jerry Niemeyer in number 22 continues to hold on to the lead down the backstretch. In fact, Jerry Niemeyer stretching out the advantage just a little bit. Into turn number 3, we have completed 2 laps of 12. And here is a car moving very slowly down the backstretch with his hand in the air. And that car is going to be out of competition. That is the number 69 car. So that one is out of the race.
Battling for the second and third position, Jerry Weeks now owns it. The guy right behind him is Elvin Felty, and Felty has come up all the way from the 10th positions.
And we have a car spinning in the middle of the backstretch. That is Jerry Weeks, and all of the other cars apparently get by okay. The yellow comes out. Jerry Weeks has stalled on the backstretch after that spin, and the yellow comes out.
Well, Weeks was battling for second position with Felty. Something apparently breaking on that race car as Weeks' car immediately takes a turn to the right. He hits the outside retaining wall with the right front of the race car. Jerry with absolutely no control of the tie rod and the rest of the chassis and steering assembly, of course, in the front end, immediately immobilized after the crash. And Weeks was a lucky guy at that point, Bob, that that car did not get upside down or ricochet back into the path of another driver, because he was right close to the front of the pack.
You can see Jerry climbing out of the race car, so he's obviously okay, but he did make heavy contact with the outside wall, and very obviously something broke on that car because it darted to the left sharply and right into the outside wall, with the front end of the car making heavy contact.
You can see the line coming from about the 2 o'clock, now make that 12 noon section of your television screen, where the car dug in as it made that dart to the outside wall. Jerry was probably on the brakes a little bit also, trying to lessen the severity of the impact with the outside retaining wall. Jerry Weeks from Anaheim, California originally. A lot of experience in not only this type of racing, the dirt cars, but also the sprint cars and the midgets. He's won some main events in the midget division. Still looking for victory number 1 in the sprint cars and the championship dirt cars.
This is the way they're running. Jerry Niemeyer is the leader, running in second position, Elvin Felty. Third is Billy Pouch, and fourth position belongs to Chuck Amati. Back with more from Springfield, Illinois, after this. Jerry Weeks.
Watch the move of the yellow car right behind Weeks. Weeks starts right in front of Billy Pouch. Billy gets on the brakes, swerves to his left to avoid Weeks, and stays not only out of Weeks' way, but also does a pretty good job of avoiding the number 53 car of Chuck Amati, who was right behind the Eastern driver Billy Pouch, who drives the modified number L back home on the East Coast.
And Jerry Niemeyer is the leader of the race. The drivers have been given the signal that they will be getting the green flag this time around, so they'll be able to accelerate as they come off of turn number 4 onto the main straightaway, but no passing is allowed. Here they come off of the 4th turn, and the green is out. We are back to racing. Jerry Niemeyer being pursued by Elvin Felty in car number 47. Niemeyer and Felty running 1-2 out of turn number 2 and down the backstretch. The others follow. The battle for third position heats up just a little bit as Bill Peterball moves into third. Now in turn number 4, again we see Billy Pouch in that red and yellow car move high on the racetrack and momentarily put himself into third position. Off of turn number 4, Chuck Amati now moves into third position. Chuck Amati is running third now, and Billy Pouch drops back to fourth. So it is Niemeyer, Felty, then Amati and Pouch.
The first 4 cars will qualify for the main event. The 5th place car, that orange number 33, the 5th one in line there, right behind the yellow and red car of Billy Pouch. That's Ronnie Burke out of Houston, Texas, and Burke is trying to find a way to get around the young Charger from the east, Billy Pouch. Niemeyer continues to hold about apparently as much of a lead as he wants to over Felty. Remember that Felty the 15-year race veteran from Pennsylvania, moved up from 10th position, so he made a great charge to the front, but he doesn't seem to be able to eclipse Niemeyer.
Don't forget, this is only a 12-lap race, and it's a sprint to the end as the first 4 finishers will be moving to the 100-lap Tony Bettenhausen Memorial Race. Here once again is Billy Pouch in that 31 car. He is continuing to use the high side of the racetrack out there as they move down the main straightaway. It is Billy Pouch falling back just a little in that yellow and red number 31, but now still continuing to run in 4th position. He was battling there momentarily with Ronnie Burks in number 33, but Pouch now with the slight advantage down the backstretch.
Also watch Burke, and there goes Burke to the inside of Pouch again. Watch Burke on the inside of the turns. You see smoke coming from the rear tires as Ronnie Burke has got a lot of extra horsepower. He's trying to get a hold of this very hard, slick and dry racetrack down in the bottom.
The battle basically is for 4th position, and now Ronnie Burke gets out of control momentarily coming down the main straightaway, but gathers it in once again. But it is Billy Pouch now moving ahead of Ronnie Burke, and Burke's being passed in turn number 2 as he lost control of that car out of turn number 4. The leader continues to be Jerry Niemeyer, running in 2nd position Elvin Felty, and Chuck Amati is 3rd. The battle for 4th position is the one we're watching.
Well, Pouch has had his hands full all race long. He started up near the front. He started on the outside of the front row, and he's been in a battle the whole time. Gary Irwin has come from deep in the back of the pack. That's Gary Irwin in the dark silver or almost black painted number 48. Irwin, who had a miserable qualifying run here today, has really put on a display and moved up to 4th position and immediately began to put some distance between himself and the 5th place car right there. The yellow number 3N1, looks like 31, but it's really 3N1 of Billy Pouch. And there's Ronnie Burke in the number 33 car, who had 4th position momentarily.
2 very distinct grooves being used on this racetrack. Some of the drivers electing to go very high on the track to try to get a bite from the cushion, but others electing to stay very low on the racetrack. Leader continues to be Jerry Niemeyer. Felty running in 2nd position. Amati is 3rd. And the 4th position right now belongs to Gary Irvin, who has moved from the rear of the pack.
This is the battle for 5th position as we're watching again Pouch, Burke, and in the yellow car, Jim Mohan. Up front, meanwhile, that battle also begins to heighten. Gary Irvin is really moving. Irwin is on the cushion. There's the first three cars, and look at Irwin. Gary Irwin, the former Indianapolis driver who would still like to get to Indianapolis someday. He's known for his pavement exploits. He's come from the very last row, and he's getting ready to take over the lead.
The crowd very enthusiastic here at Springfield, Illinois, rooting for Gary Irvin in car number 48. Here he comes down the straightaway, and Gary Irvin takes over the lead on the 11th lap. The white flag is being displayed. A tremendous run by Gary Irvin from West Lafayette, Indiana. He is the leader with Jerry Niemeyer now falling back into second place. And it appears that Gary Irvin is on his way to victory. As a matter of fact, that car took no qualification run here today. Apparently, they couldn't get the car ready for qualifying, but it is obviously ready to race. And here comes the field off of the fourth turn. The winner is going to be Gary Irvin. Second place belongs to Jerry Niemeyer. Elvin Feldy finishes third, and Chuck Amati was fourth. Finishing in fifth position, the number 33 of Ronnie Burks, but unfortunately, he does not make the show.
What a pleasant surprise for all the Hoosiers from the state of Indiana who have followed the career of Gary Irvin. He's had a couple of serious injuries that he suffered in sprint car accidents. He was also the primary character in a pretty well publicized sprint car flip at the Terre Haute action track when he snapped the guide wires of a television camera. But Gary has really put on a show here today. As Bob mentioned, he did not even have an opportunity to qualify, and the crowd loves it. Some very enthusiastic and very appreciative dirt track race fans.
Well, we're seated here in the grandstand at the Illinois State Fairgrounds 1-mile dirt track, and the crowd right behind us, and I'll tell you, they were up on their feet when they saw Gary Irvin moving from the last row to win this 12-lap qualifying race. Once again, the winner, Gary Irvin. Second position belongs to Jerry Niemeyer. Third place belongs to Elvin Felty. And fourth went to Chuck Amati. It was very interesting. Bill Burks made a nice move and unfortunately got out of control out of turn 4.
Well, he comes out of the fourth turn, and he never really got back a hold of the race car. And Billy Pouch kept his foot right in the accelerator, seeing that Ronnie Burke was having trouble getting pointed in the right direction. But Burke was able to save it and finally got that car going right before he had to shut off going into the first turn. Ronnie Burke, driver from Houston, Texas, who has been up on a number of occasions over the past decade, venturing into the United States Auto Club divisions.
The 4 cars that will go to the feature now: Irvin, Niemeyer, Felty, and Amati. And we'll have the Tony Bettenhausen 100 in a moment.